Sunday, the 14th of August. The theme for our reflection today is God's people are pilgrim people. Two readings. The one is from Genesis chapter 12. The Lord said to Abraham, "Leave your country, your relatives, and your father's home and go to a land that I'm going to show you." And then in the Gospel of Mark, we read in chapter 2, Jesus went back again to the shore of Lake Galilee. As he walked, he saw a tax collector, Levi, son of Alphaeus, sitting in his office, and Jesus said to him, "Follow me." Levi got up and followed him. Dear friends, I invite you today to reflect on your own life and what is happening at the moment. If you have to give your own life a title, what would it be? Perhaps these words from Sally Welsh in her little book, Making a Pilgrimage, could help us. She says, "Step off the path for a moment and take time to think about your own path through life. Has it been straightforward? Has everything gone as you planned it should be? Have the unexpected turnings in life improved or made it worse?" Important and very good questions about your own life. Dear friends, quite recently, most of you will know, quite recently I've taken a few young people to Teze. This week, one of them made a big decision in life. Daniel, who's been thinking about it for quite a while, decided to make a pilgrimage from St. Andrews in Scotland to Rome in Italy. He decided to walk all the way, and on Monday afternoon, he set off on this 1,492-mile pilgrimage. Quite daunting, isn't it? Well, he's young, he can take the time off. Most of us cannot do that. But does that mean that our lives are not pilgrimages? I would like to argue that it is. In the same way that Abraham's life was a pilgrimage, and in the same way that Jesus did when he called Levi, called him to a life of pilgrimage. Now, we shouldn't think that a pilgrimage is only this walking from St. Andrews to Rome or walking Santiago Compostela. Of course, making a pilgrimage, a very specific pilgrimage in life, might add a lot of value to our lives. But could we see our lives as we live them wherever we are as pilgrimages as well? I would like to say yes. Because even though things on the surface stays the same, they don't. It's quite easy for us to think just because our surroundings are all the same, it doesn't change, that we are not in pilgrimages. But if you were to think about your own life as a pilgrimage, what would happen? Because that is what God wants to do. He calls us not to stay the same. Now we don't stay the same. Apart from the fact that we age, a lot of things happen in life that hasn't been planned. Very often we're disappointed for things not going the way we wanted to. And there's a lot of resistance, and we could even get depressed for the way they've gone. But if we could see our lives the way that Abraham does and is called to do, and Levi is called to do, as a journey with God, then everything changes. If I don't see my life as only the decisions that I make, but the life and the things that happen as a life with God, then our lives actually become pilgrimages, where we don't only resist the changes that are forced upon us, but engage in everything in a way where God is our company in this world, in our lives. It becomes a journey of faith something that I believe that so many people in the world lack. We only see the stuff that's forced upon us, or the stuff that happens in the world, climate change or the cost of living. But if my life, your life, is a pilgrimage, then it's a journey with God. And I look at it, I embrace it in a different way, something we so often forget. Rather than having resistance against the stuff that happens. And of course, there will be difficult moments. People die or things change. But if I see my life as a pilgrimage, it's not a meaningless journey. It's a journey with someone walking along with me. Abraham has God, Levi has Jesus. We have God as well, being called into a life of a different sort of meaning, a life of faith, a life where I can live every day, every week by saying, today is a day that I live with God. What do I learn? What do I discover? What does God want to tell me? And how can I go forward? It might even change the way we look at the people around us, people we cross on our pilgrimages, people who might journey with us for quite a long while. Our lives, dear friends, I believe, changes if we see them as pilgrimages and not merely as a life filled with horrible, unexpected events or a very boring life. Stop for a moment. Reflect on your life. God is with you where you are just now. What are you learning? And what are you discovering? May our lives as pilgrims, lives as pilgrimages, add something beautiful into this world and what we are and what we can give. May God bless you, my fellow pilgrim, as we journey together and with God.